Hello friends, James Corbett here from CorbettReport.com, and I'm just here to introduce the preview of this week's Eyeopener report. This is the first 3 minutes of a 13-minute report on CIA in the news media. A particularly interesting topic, and I think in this particular video there's a lot of source footage and other things that you may not have seen before, so I highly recommend it. Of course, you can watch the first 3 minutes preview here on YouTube or on CorbettReport.com, but to watch the full video you'll have to go to BoilingFrogsPost.com, and the link to that, of course, will be in the video description for this, so simply click on that, you'll get here, and if you click on the video you can watch it here on BoilingFrogsPost.com in its entirety. And of course, while you're there, I hope you will check out the rest of the site, and I hope you will consider supporting the website by subscribing and hitting this button here. As the listeners know, there is a subscriber drive that's been going on for the month of September. We were aiming to get 500 subscribers. So far we have 273, over 200 subscribers short of our goal. So instead of putting up the subscriber wall and putting the video and podcast reports behind it, we're going to extend the subscription drive for another 2 weeks. So if we can get 200 subscribers in the next 2 weeks, we will be able to keep the website completely open and free to the public. So again, please consider giving your support to the independent alternative media. And now, without further ado, please enjoy this week's Eyeopener preview. Welcome. This is James Corbett of the Corbett Report with your Eyeopener report for BoilingFrogsPost.com. A recent article in Wired has once again brought attention to the issue of the CIA's relationship to mainstream media in the United States. The article, entitled "The CIA Pitches Scripts to Hollywood," highlights the CIA's Public Affairs Office's Entertainment Industry Liaison, an officer that works with writers, producers, and showbiz execs to develop scripts and stories, provide tours of CIA headquarters, and arrange interviews with agents about their background. As the Wired article points out, the office also provides ideas for stories about the agency and its assets for those who are looking for the material for a spy thriller. Although the thought of the CIA working hand-in-hand with Hollywood and the publishing industry to provide officially sanctioned agency yarns is unsettling to many, the entertainment liaison position has been around for years, and the topic of how the CIA has worked to furnish the creators of Hollywood films like Charlie Wilson's War with their inaccurate take on the agency's history has been explored in depth. What is even more disturbing than the agency's whitewashing of its own history and methods in works of fiction, however, is the less closely examined relationship of the CIA to the news media. It is uncontested fact that the CIA has enjoyed a long and intimate relationship with some of the largest news organizations in the world, and has used this relationship to manipulate, censor, and even fabricate news stories in support of its own covert agenda. The story of that relationship was told most famously and most comprehensively by Carl Bernstein in Rolling Stone magazine in 1977. In his landmark article entitled "The CIA and the Media," Bernstein outlined the history of the agency's use of assets in the news media from the 1950s through the 70s. The ties between the intelligence community and the news organizations were formalized at the highest levels of management and ownership, and included, according to Bernstein, cooperation with media tycoons like Arthur Hayes Sulzberger of the New York Times, Henry Luce of Time Inc., and William Paley of CBS. Toward the end of his career, Sig Mickelson, the head of CBS News in the 1950s and the man credited with launching the career of the most trusted man in America, Walter Cronkite, admitted that CBS News worked closely with the CIA.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them. I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of information which were useful in their assessments of world conditions.
Would you say that continues today?
Well, I would think probably for a reporter it would continue today, but because of all of the revelations of the period of the 1970s, it seems to me that a reporter's got to be much more circumspect in doing it now, or he runs the risk of at least being looked at with considerable disfavor by the public. I think you've got to be much more careful about it.
This has been a preview of the Boiling Frogs Post Eyeopener report. To continue watching the report, please go to BoilingFrogsPost.com.